Now, a brand new program starts tonight on KAVU TV right after 25 News Now at 6. It's called Let's Grow Texas Ag. It's all about farming and ranching in the Crossroads. 25 News Now anchor Dawn Brubaker sits with the host, Joe Adams, and has more.
Karina, thank you. Welcome, Joe. Great to see you.
Hey, I appreciate being asked to come over and sit around for a little bit.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. Hey, we've seen a little bit of the show, some of us here. How excited are you about the big debut tonight?
Well, I'm very excited about it. I've enjoyed working with all the folks over here, and very much appreciate being able to start off over there in Cuero. I think that we had two great interviews over there with Mr. Blake Dunn and Miss Patricia Muir. And so I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to give a spotlight to a lot of people in the ag industry, and I think that's what this deal is all about.
How long have you personally been involved in agriculture around here, and how did you get started in it?
Well, I guess I've been involved with it for just about ever. Started showing cattle, got cattle from Mr. Thomas, J. Carter Thomas over there, and you know, he was in the Brahman business, just like Mr. Bob Massey and Miss Emily Dial over here in Victoria County. They all kind of ran together. So I had the pleasure of knowing those folks in those days. But I started working for Mr. Thomas in 1979 and then carried on working for Miss Thomas after that. So, and I'm still on the board of the foundation, Friar Thomas Ranch Foundation. So I've been involved with it for a long time.
How did you pick the two guests for this debut show?
You know, interesting enough, I think that probably going back to the show, and I met with Jason and Bianca over there one day, and Charlie Lozano, and we're sitting over there, and I think that the cattle business in DeWitt County is such a neat story, you know, and it goes back to, we tried to emphasize a little bit on the Chisholm Trail, and starting the first drive starting from Cardinal Flats on April 1st of 1866. The reason that Blake and Miss Patricia are on this deal is that they share a great grandpa, Tip Alexander. And Tip Alexander was a young man that was on the very first cattle drive that headed to St. Joe, Missouri on that April 1st.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's a direct tie, and it goes back, you know, and you got to remember that in those days it was right after the Civil War, and so the museum over there is preserving the heritage and the history of, basically it's kind of the start of the cattle business. You know, after the Civil War, everybody comes back, and most of the folks don't have a whole lot of money, but they do have a lot of wild cattle, so they gathered them up and they shipped them to St. Joe and turned them into cash. So to me, that's kind of where the cattle business began for our area.
Right. Well, you can see and hear more of Joe Adams on Let's Grow Texas Ag right on this station right after 25 News Now at 6 tonight. Thanks for coming by. I'm looking forward to seeing the show.
I appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoys it.
I think so. All right, Karina, back to you.